Live for the Whirlwind Classic post show. Um, I have a special guest here with me today, but first I want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Dr. Chronic's Pain and Recovery Lotion. If you use the code PF10, you save 10%. So shout out to Dr. Chronic's for sponsoring this show. And now I'm going to bring in a familiar face to the Power Chat series and to the Sport Karate tournament in general, or Sport Karate circuit in general. Let's all welcome Bailey Murphy. He should be coming on in just a second. How are you doing, Bailey?
What's up? How are you, Bella? I'm doing all right.
Good. I'm happy to have you on the show. And also, not only are you a teammate of mine, but this is also the post show for the Whirlwind Classic, also a teammate.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So tell everybody why you were down there at the Whirlwind Classic and how you did.
Like Bella just said, Larry, he's a teammate of ours, so it was a great opportunity to support one of our brothers. And I was also there to teach a seminar. I was there teaching a seminar, and then I used this tournament as a little tournament right before battle. I haven't been very active this season, so it's a good opportunity to go ahead and knock some rust off.
Yeah. And so you haven't been that active. Why don't you tell everybody why?
So as a lot of people know, I run track, so I was busy with track season, and with playing another sport also comes injuries. So unfortunately, I got injured in March, so was not able to compete at Ocean State or any other tournaments. It kind of left me out, but things happen.
Okay. So you got to compete as well as do a seminar. How did your seminar go?
My seminar was actually really good. We had about 23 to 24 kids, so it was actually a great little turnout. I'm happy with it, and I'm happy that they seem to have enjoyed it. So,
Good. And why do you say that they have seemed to have enjoyed it?
I mean, they all were pretty concentrated and actually paying attention and listening to what I had to have said. So it was good. I had a lot of people come up and ask questions, and yeah, it was just good feedback from the whole thing.
That's the thing. As an instructor and also just as someone who likes to interact with people, questions are always welcomed, but
Yeah.
kids sometimes feel so nervous that they might ask a silly one. But really, as an instructor, do you think there are any silly questions?
No, no, there's no silly questions. The only silly thing you can do is not ask those questions. Really,
And then get lost in the dark.
yeah, 100%.
Okay. And for this tournament, how would you say it ran overall? Was it efficient? And would you recommend it to someone else?
But yeah, 100%. Larry and his parents, they do a great job at running the tournament very efficiently. There's no need for cry tournaments, especially 1 day tournaments, to be running until 6, 7 o'clock. So they made sure we were out of there by 3 o'clock. So it was a very well ran event, um, and I'm very happy. And I'll definitely recommend um, people getting out there. Obviously, it's not one of the biggest tournaments in the world, but it's definitely a great tournament, especially in the month of June, when there are a whole bunch of tournaments coming out. And I know for me, I love to use other tournaments as tournaments to kind of like knock some rust off or get some competitive practice in. I think of it before other tournaments. So it was a great opportunity to be there, and I think others should take advantage of that as well.
So speaking of which, knocking off rust, going into battle, that's the next that is a big tournament for it to be your first one of the season.
Yeah.
Um, talk to me about how you're feeling about going into a tournament that has what? Sometimes it's like 40, 50 plus people in men's open weight.
Yeah. I mean, you know how I am. I'm a very confident person. I really don't think anything of it.
Mhm.
To me, it's just another tournament. I'm actually looking forward to all the people there. I hope there's 50. I hope there's more people in open weight than that. Um, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to showing people that it doesn't matter how long I don't compete, the results will be the same. So.
Okay. And is there anyone in particular that you're hoping with a pool that big, it's kind of difficult to know who exactly you'll get matched up with, what side of the bracket, anyone that you hope that you face off against?
A year ago, I probably would have said specific names, but at this point, I honestly don't care. I want to fight everybody, so it doesn't make a difference to me.
Mhm.
I'm in no position, especially this year since I haven't competed, to be calling out people. So it doesn't make a difference to me.
And it's interesting. There's so many different types of competitive mentalities. Some people want like the easiest track through the brackets. Some people want to face all the hard people. But I definitely get what you're saying
Yeah,
about not wanting to call any names out, especially not having competed that
yeah.
much. Even though we're only halfway into the season, there's many more to go. Are you fully recovered?
Oh yeah, I'm fully recovered. I definitely think that the time that I had off was a little like a blessing in disguise. It put me in a position where I was actually able to focus more on the nagging injuries that I did have. So I
Mm,
think it was a good opportunity for me to have that rest and to have that like the physical therapy that the trainers at my school put me through.
mhm.
So I'm very comfortable and I feel great about going into this tournament and into the rest of the season. Really,
Did you also have to take some time off from track as well?
yeah, 100%. I wasn't doing a lot, especially during that month of March and April. I didn't do too much really until the last or yeah end of April, and that's really when I started to get back into things. And again, like I'm not someone that just be likes to just sit around or lay down. So I was really pushing my recovery and making sure I was taking things serious, so I'd be able to come back as soon as possible.
Got it. Okay. So now one of the questions I had for you, you are one of the top competitors in the world. And like you just said, at this point, you don't really care who you fight. So it's not like, I really want to fight X person to prove myself that I can beat them, right? Like you're kind of beyond that stage. So how do you sustain your motivation at your level?
Um, so well, it's That's a good question. There isn't necessarily one person I want to fight. I want to fight everybody, but there are definitely fighters out there that keep me motivated. I'll
Mm,
name a few. I'll definitely name Elijah Evero. He beat me the last time that we fought. So obviously he keeps me motivated, and a ton of other fighters like Tyreek. That's one of my good friends as well. He keeps me motivated. We train with one another, but if we ever to see each other across the ring, he knows his business, and I know his business as well. And a lot of the
mhm.
young fighters coming up like Tyson and Darren, just seeing where they're at kind of reminds me of how I was just a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So it's funny how things work full circle, and it's they keep me motivated as well. They keep me on my toes and make sure um that I'm still like going in the right direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, where I'm at right now, it's not necessarily about motivation,
Uh-huh.
because there's a lot of days where I'm not gonna be motivated, and it's really about discipline. It's about staying disciplined, knowing I have things to do, even though I don't want to do them all the time. Knowing that I have to do these things in order to stay in the position that I'm at.
So speaking of Tyreek, he's also watching the show and commenting, as you can see. Um, but you guys fight each other relatively often, whether it's in teams or it's. Are you guys in the same weight class, or is it normally for the
Uh,
grands?
it would be normally be for the grands. We haven't fought each other in a little bit actually, but what in 2019 we fought each other a number of times.
Hmm.
Then the whole pandemic happened. He wasn't very active, but yeah, for the most part, we're not necessarily in the same division. We're a division apart, so either be in the runoffs or the grands. Yeah.
And I noticed that you guys do or had recently posted about a seminar that you were doing together. How did you guys decide to collaborate on that?
So actually, it's not. This is actually a good time to promote this too. It's not a seminar that we do. Every
Mhm.
Sunday we teach a Sunday class. I know a lot of you guys during COVID participated in my Be Real class that I taught every Sunday. Well, now um, Ty and I we teach a Sunday class every every Sunday 1 to 2 p.m. Um, so that's a great opportunity for people to come out. With that comes Ty and I are cry junkies, so we break down film along with El Java and Troy Benz. So it's just a great opportunity for people that are point fighters or enjoy point fighting to come and elevate their skills and break down film at a high level
How many times a week do you watch karate film?
every day. Yeah,
Every
yeah, every day.
And you haven't run out of out of film to watch, new film to watch, or are you kind of repeating some of them?
Definitely, you definitely have to repeat something because if you watch a fight one time, you're not going to see everything. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So it's important to, especially for my own fights, to continuously break it down to see what I'm doing to get that person to react or what they did to make me do a certain thing, and then just kind of always working like that and just elevating your thinking of how you're point fighting, so you're just not out there throwing kicks and punches, and you actually understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything else that you have to promote other than your Sunday classes?
Yeah, so I actually have a couple well, our Sunday classes, yes. And I actually have a couple seminars coming up. And if anyone is interested in having a seminar with me or private lessons, be sure to private message me on Facebook, or I'm very active on Instagram. So either my personal account or my coaching account. So
So I
yeah.
noticed one of the days you were, correct me if I'm wrong, you were giving free private lessons Sunday recently.
uh
Were you?
I don't
No,
think so.
it was not on, I thought it was on your Be Real coaching thing. You're like, DM me for a
Oh no,
lesson.
no. I said nah. Free all day. I was around all day.
Oh, free.
Yeah,
I totally misinterpreted that. I almost
yeah.
swiped up.
No, that's my fault. That's my
I
fault.
was thinking like that's such a good deal. Like to think Bailey's giving free
But
lessons all
me,
day.
me, and I'm happy you said that. Ty and I, with our professional point fighter account, which also has El Java and Troy Bins, we will be raffling off a free private from one of us. So that will be happening in the near future. So that is a possibility to have a free private lesson from myself. Yes.
Okay, good. Glad I cleared that up because I was
Yeah.
like, how generous of him to be doing that. But maybe Cameron Dawson's will uh, join that raffle because he said privates, please. No, I'm
Gotcha.
just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so the last thing I wanted to touch on was I noticed that Mr. G and also the Point Fighter page posted that Team Straight Up is looking for adult fighters, and you obviously are an adult fighter. Can you talk to me a little bit more about the need?
As you know, straight up is just a lot of lightweights. Even Brandon, he's a heavyweight, but he's not necessarily a heavyweight. So right now we're trying to fill voids on our team. We don't want to dominate just a couple divisions that we have people in. We're looking to dominate the entire adult division. So with that, we need other people, and
Mhm.
that's really all that is. We could always add more to the team. Like I said, it's a lot of lightweights. Having other people on the team with different styles, different weights, it'll help us a lot, especially even in team fighting. Um, say we have, say we have, we're fighting against another team, and Cameron Dawson's on the team, right? We don't always want to have to throw me or Brandon. Maybe we need a bigger guy. And yeah,
Yeah,
just an example like that. Like definitely looking for people of all weights. So
yeah, it's strategic planning, right? And
100%.
what are your thoughts on teams or your team? Well, I guess our team, but having multiple people in the same division, and then having to then bow out or decide who's gonna go, who's gonna advance, or would you rather, as a fighter, just have dominant people, one or two dominant people in each division?
Luckily, I've never really been in that situation
Hmm.
where I've had to bow out. And to be honest, that's not really my thing. I'm not bowing out. Actually, I've bowed out the one time, but that won't.
When was that,
Oh,
and to
oh,
whom?
that was last year. That was a favor. It won't happen again. I
To
don't.
whom? Who did
I
you
don't,
bow out
I
to?
don't even want to talk about that. That won't happen again. But my I'm not. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of really bowing out. Even when it comes last year at Battle of Atlanta, Brandon and I, we met each other in the final of the I don't know what they call it, the battle zone thing. So basically the lightweight versus heavyweight.
Mhm,
We met in the final for that, and there was no bowing out. We fought it out. Then even after we had the we fought together in teams. So that's just how things went.
mm, got it, okay. Alright, well, there's that, and I guess if anybody's watching right now and is a heavyweight that thinks they'd be a good match for Straight Up, make sure you probably hit Bailey up or Mr. G up and and see what we can do about that. Other than that, this was the Whirlwind Classic post show. Any final thoughts about the tournament itself?
It was a great event. Like I said, it's definitely a good event for everyone to go out to. It's ran very efficiently. They have open weight, they have teams, they had regular divisions. So it's definitely a good event to go out to. Somewhere you can get your money's worth. Larry and his parents, they're great people. So it was a great atmosphere to be in, and it's definitely a tournament I'll be at again. So
Okay.
if you guys want to fight me, show up to the Whirlwind Classic.
It's a good offer.
Yeah,
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for watching the Power Chat series with Bailey Murphy. And Bailey, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to come onto my show.
no problem. Thank you for having me.
All right. Take care, everyone. Good night.